Welcome to another episode of Forever Stranded with Arturio Emerys. Since the last episode, there have been several things that I've done. I've begun expanding the base. Let's see if it's safe to come out here. And I'm using my cobblestone generator to produce this thing. And this will eventually surround the entire base. And it's not really safe out here at night. I moved my sieve down here, and I've sieved up a fair amount of stuff. I've gathered some dust and some sand, and I infested leaves and used shears to gather the infested leaves. And then I sieved them like this. Now, what you get from infested leaves is you occasionally get slime balls and you get ice cubes. So these are the ice cubes. They're invisible. I can't see them at all. These are the slime balls. And what they're for is you make this stuff called jellied slime, I think it's called. And that's invisible too. I'm afraid the armor may be invisible. But that's how you make it, is you put a slime ball with ice cubes around it and you get this jellied slime stuff. So let's see if this will work. They're going to be invisible. Man, that is going to be quite annoying. And that's a helmet. Quest completed. Okay, yeah, I need to do some quests here real quick, I guess. So I completed that one off camera. The ice cubes, completed that. And I made the jellied slime, a thermometer, that's invisible. It's a lot of the tough as nails stuff does not show up. What is this one? That's the cooling coils. Yeah, this is going to be somewhat tough to do. So there's leggings. And I thought... Geez. There's the helmet. And... jellied slime boots. Did I make it? I made two helmets. I did. There's the boots. That's unfortunate. But it's okay because I have no idea where they went. Oh, it makes it so hard. There we go. So hard to do this with these being completely invisible. All right. All right, I don't think there's any in there now. So that's, I need to make a chest piece. There we go. So I'm wearing a full set of it, and it's completely invisible. And I need to get this stuff out of here and store it in a chest. Now, what that does for me, if I bring up the temperature monitor, you see now how it says armor -4? Wearing this armor will naturally bring my body temperature down 4 points. So in hot environments, this is good. So if I go and stand in water, it'll bring my temperature down even more, and you actually, at the right time of day, you can risk hypothermia pretty badly. So you have to be somewhat careful using them. We'll put those back, and we'll finish off that one, and that got another ice cube. So we'll go put those away, have them in here, I guess. We'll just make a little bit of dirt. And we'll go outside and see what the day looks like. Gathering up the rotten flesh, and then we'll get back to work. So I've got a little cactus farm set up here, and I put down some snad, which causes the cactus to grow fast. And as far as food goes, I'm starting to do pretty well on food. I've got a variety of different food sources, and I've got some seeds from sieving. So I've got this little bitty farm here. I've got a few new types of food that I hadn't had before, like coffee beans and a second kind of rice. And what's nice about that is it gives me more food choices, and every time I get more food choices, that I'm better off. So now I can kind of go through here and figure out what I haven't eaten recently, and get kind of the best bang for my buck. And what I'm doing for water, I used up all my cactus, didn't I? I did. Okay. This is going to be a little tough. Okay, I've got water here. So we'll put a couple of these back. And what I've been doing is just as I need it, I make a cactus juice, which will be invisible. But it works. So now I'm full health, full thirst, and it's actually one of the hottest parts of the day right now. And because of my jellied armor and using water and going below ground, I can actually lower my temperature quite a bit. So what I've been doing is when I'm cooling off like this, I just come over here and I mesh, or I sieve stuff. Shoot, I forgot to do one other thing. I need to repair my shovel, and we'll get some of this stuff. Now, my idea is this will eventually circle the entire base. I don't have a hammer on me. That's okay. And there will be a pit trap with punji sticks and hoppers to gather material drops. So it'll kind of automate gathering of like zombie flesh and stuff like that. And between this and the fence, the cactus wall fence, this is an almost impenetrable defense between the wall and that. And it's a good source of resources. There we go. So, I've got one area over here that is not properly, that one should be lit. I know why it's not. Is because there needs to be a torch there and there. Okay. But that'll give you an idea of just how quickly that SNAD increases how quickly your cactus grows. And if I had time, I'd put it down pretty much everywhere I'm going to have Cactus Wall growing. And I'll probably do it eventually. It's a lot of work to do. I did get some melon, a melon and a pumpkin going. But it just grows very slow for some reason. I only got one pumpkin out of it. So let's gather up all this farm material. And at some point, I need to do something about my farm because I'll get to a certain season and all of my crops that are not Pam's Harvest Craft will die off. And before you get to that point, you really want to gather everything up and get it off the ground so that you don't lose your seeds, because it can take forever to replace those seeds. I'm trying to just harvest the stuff that's fully grown. And over here I need to go and make all of this so that it's SNAD also, but you know, time is kind of at a premium. All right, over here I used some of the exotic seeds to grow jungle wood so that I could get cocoa beans going. And when I was infesting leaves over on the other side to make my armor, I put a little tree farm over here so that I could still get leaves. I don't know if this is a bug or not. Here, give me 1 second. Let me put this stuff away. Is there bone meal in there? There is bone meal in there. All right. I don't know if they intended that. In the previous version of the game, I don't believe you were able to use cactus to make water. Which is kind of a strange concept because cactus is mostly water. That's how it survives in the desert, is it's got the ability to store very, very large amounts of water. All right, looking at the quest book. Oh, okay. I made all of the armor, and I get a couple of things. I get a maple sapling, which is very nice, a spice leaf and parsnip, which will give me more food, and a half a heart, which is not terribly useful. There's a couple other quests I can do. Like I can do this one pretty easily at this point. Do I have any dirt on me? I don't have any dirt on me. And let's see what this loot chest has. Conduit binder. And it says that's a good reward. Okay. I don't think that's a phenomenal reward, but, you know, whatever. I was getting dirt, which I should have some dirt. There's even more here. So the trick to this is maple trees, when you harvest the maple from them, it's kind of like you're peeling the bark off, and the little bottles of maple syrup go flying, and if you're not careful, they'll go flying into your wall. Why am I not using a shovel? I don't know. Oops. I think I have a mattock on me. I do. It gets kind of loud listening to them beat themselves to death on the Cactus Wall. So parsnip and spice leaf seeds, and again, both of those will increase my number of food sources and make me more survivable. So I'm going to clear a little bit of an area here. Now, I had discovered this earlier, and I wonder if this is the area people were talking about where there's like a chest hidden that explodes, but there's not actually a chest in here, so I don't know. And a torch there and there. As I build out this tunnel structure, the torches will get worked out into a good grid pattern, and you know, I won't be wasting anywhere near as many. Okay, we're back. We'll cool down a little bit, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this quest right here to make these pieces of cookware, which is pretty easy to do. I already made a juicer earlier, but because I've used that juicer, I don't get credit for the quest. So now I get credit for the quest, and let's see if I can remember the recipes for everything. Actually, that's bowls. That is a mixing bowl. I did just use up all my sticks. Cutting board, and then a mortar and pestle. That's a mortar and pestle. And that should satisfy that quest. I get a piece of bakeware and a couple of pieces of really the best food in the game that I should try to save. And then something I'm going to do, there's a couple other things I can make. That's a pot and a skillet, which I don't think I have. Yep, I have just enough iron to make a skillet. Now, unfortunately, there are not quest rewards for those, but they'll come in handy too. Like what I can do with the pot or a bucket. I don't think I can do it with that bucket though. I think if I take a regular bucket, yep, I get fresh water. And the bucket that you make out of clay doesn't work. So I may get rid of this bucket, that's clay one. Fresh water with a pot gives you bubbly water. I'm trying to make salt. Is it like this? I'll have to look it up. That salt, oh, okay, yeah, it's different. It's fresh water, a glass bottle, and sand, which is a weird combo, in my opinion. So we'll make another one just for the heck of it. And that'll give me salt, which I believe should satisfy another quest. Is it this one? Yep, salt. But there's a follow-up, rotten flesh, that's complete, and then you have to make zombie jerky, which is salt and rotten flesh, which would be yet another food source, but honestly the salt at this point is too much of a pain to make, so it's not really worth doing consistently. 30 rice and 30 rice seeds. I might be able to do that. Okay, if I do this, it's going to take 30 of my rice there. Interesting, it won't take those ones. Interesting. All right, let's see if I have, yeah, I did get. Aha. Now somebody said if you right click that, oh, yep, you do get melon. Okay, good. But the pumpkin doesn't work. You can right click it to harvest it, but you just get a pumpkin. I guess you have to do something else to it to make pumpkin pie. Okay, here's rice, and there's rice. Okay. So we've got 18, we need 30. 29. 31. Now it'll let me complete it. And this one is a little different. You'll get these two items, and then you choose the secondary item, whichever one you want. And honestly, I think I want the loot chest, which I may regret. Double compressed bones. That's actually a very good reward, because you put them in here and you get 8 compressed bones, and then when you take that and put that in here, you'll get 72 bones, which if you break them down into bone meal is 72 times 3 is, I don't know, 216, something like that. Creating life. Okay, so somehow I've opened this one, and this is a repeatable quest. Every time I get 64 seeds, just normal seeds that you would make wheat out of, I can turn them in for a spawn chicken egg, which will be useful. It just takes a long time to get 64 of those. That's actually pretty easy to do. Do I have, I've only got 2 spider eyes. Stock. I don't believe stock is difficult to make. And yeah, you can make it with a pot and pretty much any vegetable. I need one more spider eye, which I do not have. Okay, I may have to go hunt spiders real quick. So a pot, any vegetable will give you stock. I'm gonna make a little less, because I don't need to make quite that much. He did. So that's now complete. I can claim this. I'll get some bones and some spider eyes. The next quest here would be all of these metals, which I don't know if I have enough stuff to do that. I probably may have to do some sieving. And I may do that one off camera because it's not particularly interesting. Okay, folks, I think that brings us to the end of this episode of Forever Stranded with Arturio Emerys. I hope you liked the episode. I hope it had some useful information for you in it. And if it did, it would be great if you could leave a like on the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it'd be even better if you could subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them on YouTube. And by all means, if you know how to fix the graphics bug so that I can see the icons for all of the tough as nails items, please let me know how to fix that. But this is Arturio Emerys signing off.